Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm just going to show you how I'm putting in little planks that we're doing for kind of like the picket style that we decided to do. So I've already kind of laid them out. As you can see, this was a split board just so it'll look nicer when I'm done. Just come over here. This is really very simple because everything is already plumb. It's square, it's level. As you can see, I cut them long on purpose because I'm actually, for extra support at the bottom, I'm going to drive them in that extra distance, about 2 to 3 inches. And then, as you can see, I'm putting way more screws than needed at the top, and any kick out from the bottom is just going to be supported by the several inches that I'm driving it into the ground. And so we want extra weight at the top because we'll also be leaning on this, etc. So as I said, this is how I'm putting it in. Really not all that complicated. It's been raining a lot, so you're seeing the flies. That's from my compost. It's got manure in it. So just keeping it flush to this, which we know is plumb, and that's going to keep this mostly square, which you really don't need that precise. I mean, we're not building a house. You start on one edge and you just kind of rock it across. Don't hit too hard or you just split your wood. This is actually harder to do because my wood is so wet, it's very soft. So I'm just getting it to about even with the top here, making sure, see my bottom kind of split, not a big deal, just tightening it up. Nice and simple. So then, just to make it easier on myself, I have a clamp. You could just hold it and drill it. It's not that big a deal. So like I said, I have a clamp for this. Then you want to pre-drill, especially if you have wet wood, so that when it dries out it doesn't split. I've already preset my depth to the same length as my screw that's going in. As you can see, the wood will bind up in here, so you need to pull it out once in a while as you go, and then you don't break your bit and it doesn't overheat it. Just going for a little while. And like I said, I'm putting way more than you really need. 2 would be more than enough for this. I am kind of going for not just extra strength, but there's kind of a look. We're going to put it's called a ridge cap, all the way around so that we can have a nice, I won't really call it seating, but if we do sit on it, it's not going to break. So if you have a drill that has these extra numbers on it, this has to do with the ratcheting system. How much torque before it will just give up, so that you don't go in too deep. For me, this wood is kind of wet, so 18 is more than enough, and it sinks in pretty deep as it is. Pretty simple. Take the clamp off, and there it is. We're now halfway through this side. Well, as you can see, we have now completed one side. Well, 3 technically, but I mean of the long sides. And we still have one more to go. It's starting to get dark, so we're going to call it a day. Part of the reason why, well, it was raining all day. You can see we put a lot of screws in, but when you have a lot of short, thin boards, you have to be able to support them. They are driven in, as you can see, so that it supports the bottom for kick out. When we're all done, we'll put a little bit more dirt at an angle like so, and we'll pack it down also, and then that'll give us like a little flower planter around the bottom for the little short flowers or whatever. Anyway, we should get this one done probably tomorrow. The other reason why it took a little longer is we decided we wanted to kind of color coordinate children. And so we went through and found all of our really dark wood. We put it on this side. It'll help actually warm the soil a little. I don't know if that's good or not, but you know, it's dark. This side gets all the sun, and the other side, well, there's a building there, so it doesn't get much. That, and it's prettier. And like we said, when we're all done, we're going to put a top cap across all 4 sides, a ridge cap, about so, about maybe a 3-inch. And then, so that we can get into the middle for harvesting, we'll put a couple of leaning boards that we can lean on here and about here. Hope this is helping someone. Well, just a quick update. That's all the further I got today. I only have 2 batteries for my drill, and they both ran out of juice, so they're charging. This is where we stopped. I only have about 40 inches left. And I got enough wood. We continued filling in the middle some more, but now we've ran out of the extra dirt. We have to leave some, or we're gonna have a big hole over there. We don't want a planter over there, not this year. So this is looking good. These bricks are just to help with the mud. We'll parquet them, or whatever it's called, like we did these others. And then when it stops raining, we'll level them out real nice. We'll put these, we'll embed them, and we'll make these the edge of this planter also.